Tony Robbins says he is sorry for insulting the Me Too movement. The self-help guru apologized after implying that some women use this movement to play the victim. Now, Robbins came under fire for something he said to a woman at an event that occurred in March in California. He told the woman that sexual harassment victims were, quote, making themselves significant by making someone else wrong. Robbins says he needs to now, quote, be part of the solution. And Robbins' comments are now part of what a lot of people are talking about today and reigniting the whole victim shaming issue that a lot of people have said we need to try to start working on, and that Me Too has been trying to prevent from happening. So joining us now is Joyce Marter, a licensed psychotherapist with Urban Balance, to discuss this. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you so much for having me, Sylvia.
So everybody is talking about what he had said. How important is it for victims of sexual assault and harassment to be able to have a voice without worrying about things like that?
It's absolutely critical for victims to have a voice, and victims are never to blame. And the Me Too movement is really exciting. It's a watershed moment in our culture where people are coming forward and talking about this very important and long-standing issue.
Yeah, and I think it's important to say too that when you hear things like that, that makes women who might want to say something not. They step back.
Absolutely. There's a lot of shame and secrecy and stigma involved with sexual assault and sexual abuse. And so when people hear comments like that, then they think, gosh, then someone's not going to believe me if I come forward. And reporting is so important.
So April is Sexual Assault Month, or what is it exactly?
It's Sexual Assault Awareness Month.
Okay. And part of the theme for this year is Embrace Your Voice, because this is a 17-year anniversary.
Yes, which is great.
And so there's a list of things that go with that. The first thing is know that words matter. So it's kind of what we've been talking about, right?
Absolutely. What we say about sexual violence conveys our belief system. So if we say that we don't believe someone in the media and they're making a big deal to get attention, then somebody that we know might be a victim of sexual assault and hear that that's our belief system. And that's becoming part of the cycle of shame and silence. Sadly, 1 out of 5 women and 1 out of 67 men is a victim of rape in the United States during their lifetime.
Wow.
And at Urban Balance, through our counseling in the communities, we see how many people are impacted not only by rape, but by childhood sexual abuse, by non-consensual sexual acts, and sexual harassment.
So it's much more common than most people believe. Okay, well, we're going to try to go through this list kind of quickly, but we can't make it through all. Let's talk about the importance. The next thing on that Embrace Your Voice is stop victim blaming.
It's so important. So if you hear comments like, well, her skirt was really short, it doesn't matter what the person was wearing. Sexual assault is never okay, and the victim is never to blame.
I think that's a really important one, too, because a lot of people say the onus is on women to make sure that they're not doing anything to encourage it.
No, the onus is on all of us to be aware of this important issue and change our language and the way we talk about it.
Very important. Okay, and then the next one is comment if you see stereotyping or inaccurate portrayals in the media. Give me an example of what you mean.
Gosh, recently I watched a comedy and they showed a man unconscious and a group of women were fondling him, and I was like, oh my God, that's not okay. That's sexual assault. Unfortunately, in movies and TV, sometimes they sexualize or romanticize sexual violence, which is never okay.
Okay, speak out about that. And then let's get to this next one here, and then I think we're gonna have to wrap this up. But say something if you hear inappropriate comments or jokes. Now, this is a tough thing, because say you hear something in your office and it doesn't involve you. You say maybe speak up, huh?
We have to speak up, otherwise we're part of the cycle of shame and violence. So if someone says, yeah, you're so ugly, you need a roofie to get lucky, then you have to say something like, you know what, jokes about rape are never funny.
Okay, so where can people go to get more information?
At our website at urbanbalance.com, you can visit our blog. We have information and articles from the National Resource Center for Sexual Assault and other information. There's a hashtag SAAM. If you share articles on social media, you can be part of education and prevention.
This is good. Let's talk about it, is what you're saying. Get everybody talking.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Joyce, always good to have you in. Always have good advice for us, too. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Sylvia.